Hello and welcome to the Australian Open 2023 wrap. And if you are an Indian tennis fan, you will not want to wake up with this very bad news that has happened in the Australian Open. Sania Mirza, one of the best tennis players that India has produced, has crashed out in the doubles tournament. Sania Mirza, you would have had to understand that prior to the Australian Open, she had announced that this would be her last Grand Slam and her final tournament would be in February in Dubai. Now with a second round exit, she now is alive only in the mixed doubles tournament. Sania Mirza tried with her partner, they lost the first set 4-6, but then they bounced back in the second set 6-4. Unfortunately, it was a bridge too far for Sania Mirza, and unfortunately, they lost the third set to crash out of the Australian Open doubles tournament. It was a sad way for Sania Mirza to end because this is where her glory began about 15 to 20 years ago. Now in 2023, it is going to be very hard for Sania Mirza to digest all this. But we hope that she makes good progress in the mixed doubles with Rohan Bopanna. So here's wishing Sania Mirza all the best for the remainder of the Australian Open, especially in the mixed doubles. However, the major shock of the Australian Open today was the elimination of world number 1 Iga Swiatek of Poland. Iga Swiatek had won the French Open. She had also won the US Open. She was the red-hot favorite to win the Australian Open and become the first after Serena Williams to hold 3 out of the 4 major slams. But unfortunately, she suffered a straight sets loss, 6-4, 6-4. And her opponent made it clear that she was very nervous heading into the contest. So, Rybakina, in a way, has managed to ensure that her Wimbledon win is no fluke. Because Elena Rybakina put on a brilliant display against Swiatek, and Swiatek herself admitted that she was perhaps trying way too hard to win. Now she will have to learn how to chill out. So that is why Elena Rybakina, the Wimbledon champion, has knocked out world number 1 Iga Swiatek, and that is a major blow. But if you thought that Swiatek's loss was crushing, one of the favorites for the Australian Open title also crashed out, and that was Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff was touted as one of the best players currently heading into the Australian Open, but she suffered a loss to Jelena Ostapenko. Ostapenko, remember, is the French Open champion, and her win ensured that now the tournament is very much open for all the women tennis players. So the defeat of Swiatek and Coco Gauff by Jelena Ostapenko has ensured that it is, at the end of the day, there will be a very new champion, and it is not going to be either the number 1 or either in the top 5 at this point in time. So one hopes that the upsets do not continue, but looking at the Australian Open at this point in time, it is a tournament filled with upsets. Perhaps there is no such surprise that Novak Djokovic is in round 4 of the Australian Open. I mean, he did suffer a hamstring injury, but he looked his part against Grigor Dimitrov. And there is a comment that was spurred by former Swedish tennis great Mats Wilander. Mats Wilander said that Djokovic is really supreme when it comes to fitness. He may look 35, but he's got the body of a 25-year-old. And that is why now Novak Djokovic could be the favorite to win the perfect 10th record Australian Open title, because he will next face Alex de Minaur tomorrow. And if he beats de Minaur, then Novak Djokovic will really surpass a lot of records. He could, for one, draw level with Rafael Nadal for 22 Grand Slam titles. Will he do it? It remains to be seen. But right as of now, Djokovic's quest for a 10th Grand Slam at Australia, only Alex de Minaur stands in his way. Like father, like son, Sebastian Korda managed to win an epic 5-setter game against Hubert Hurkacz of Poland. Remember, Hubert Hurkacz was the man who knocked out Roger Federer in the quarterfinals of the Wimbledon tournament a couple of years ago. 6-0 in the third set. That was a real shellacking, and unfortunately, Federer, that was to be one of his last active Grand Slam matches, and it was a sad way to go for Roger Federer. Now, Hubert Hurkacz, the number 10 seed, has been knocked out by Sebastian Korda. Sebastian Korda is a very interesting story because his father, Petr Korda, won the Australian Open about 24 years ago. Can he repeat the heroics of his father? Because now Sebastian Korda has shown that he is one of the prime contenders for the Australian Open. Standing in his way, though, is Novak Djokovic. So, Djokovic-Korda final could be epic. Two players who refuse to back down. Djokovic, a 10th Grand Slam in Australia. Korda aiming to emulate his father. So it was a very action-packed Australian Open. Sania Mirza's elimination was really, really sad. It was a sad way for a legend to go. Iga Swiatek bowing out was simply shocking. But Djokovic is on course to create more history. Thank you so much, folks, for listening to this wrap. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.